For all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Hey there, your yard took a real beating this summer. Luckily, Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard has your back. Just feed your grass with Scott's again this fall when the air is cool and the soil is warm. It's the perfect time to give your lawn a boost. If you do, Winter Guard will give your yard the nourishment it needs to help weak, thin grass recover and support root growth, giving you a greener, more resilient lawn both now and next spring. Guaranteed. Grab a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard today. You'll be back to barbecuing in no time. This is a Scott's Yard.
Hey parents, we all try to be extra careful with our children in the car, but then we get an important call or text. Remember, our children are watching. Make every drive a good example. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our Teen Driver Safety Program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
Back here on the Bossman Show, special guest, Evansville Purple Aces head coach Todd Lickliter with me on the Bossman Show. Coach Lickliter, glad to talk to you, man. I've followed you for years, man, so good to finally have you on my show, man.
It's a pleasure to join you, JR. Thank you.
Coach, how's it been trying to lead a program during this COVID-19 crisis? And, you know, he had a hiring freeze at the school, and how this is all the things from this virus is going on. How's it been trying to lead a program during this tough time the last 5 months here?
Well, there's no instruction book for it, that's for sure. And I've coached a long time, but it's a new experience. But I'm so thankful for the opportunity at the University of Evansville and just to be able to lead a program and surrounded with some great people and tremendous tradition. I grew up in the state of Indiana, so and my father was a high school coach, so we were so aware of the history and the tradition of the University of Evansville. So, you know, it's one of those things where, hey, this is where we're at. This is what is happening, and you just do the best you can to lead and keep your priorities correct. And like I say, I'm really thankful to get to coach these guys. I've been really impressed with the players and the community and the administration. So we're just excited for the opportunity, JR.
You most definitely, Coach. And how have you been trying to talk to your young men and keep them focused and eyes on the prize? Because now we have a COVID crisis, we had a crisis with social issues in our country. So how have your staff tried to lead the young men and try to give them perspective during this tough time we're getting from every direction right now, Coach? We're trying to keep these young men's priorities straight.
Well, we're away from one another. Most of the time you get to see them every day, and you're getting more access now than when I first got into the business. The NCAA decided that summer access is a good thing, and so they're usually on campus. And one of the things that we missed this year that we enjoy so much is having community camps, having the young people in the community come in and your players interact with them, and it's such a great experience for everybody. Well, we didn't get to do that, so it's just different with everybody being in different locations. But now with technology the way it is, we've been able to text, and we've been able to make phone calls, obviously, and email, and then the Zoom now. Everybody's doing the Zoom meetings, and I'm sure that we've had a few of those, and the players, I probably put them to sleep, honestly, with my my presentation. They're probably saying, but they've been great. They show up, and our message to them was the spring term was different. You're off campus, you're online, and presents different challenges, but try to navigate it and stay proactive and ahead of it. And they did that, and they had a great spring term academically. I was so proud of them. And then we just said, hey, let's practice being great teammates and thinking about, taking care of ourselves and others around us by adhering to the health guidelines. And let's make sure that we do that, and we're responsible and accountable to making sure that we're doing our part. And they did that. And then the other thing we talked about a lot, JR, was just the environment we wanted to have when they returned, and what we were working towards. I was very fortunate to coach at Butler University and under Barry Collier and under Thad Matta, and then I got the chance myself. And we always, we're a value-based program, and I think that's important. And so, I wanted to share some of those things with them, and that's something that you just live all the time. And but we wanted to at least lay the foundation, and so we just shared with them some different correspondence that we had, emails and different things, and like I say, shared our values and shared the way that we would be approaching working together. And although we did know each other, I'd been here the year before as an assistant, so and they welcomed me back. They're just fine young men, and so it's very gratifying. So they did know me, but it is a new voice, a new leadership. And so hopefully we got those things covered well, and our guys have stayed the course. And now we're just planning on being back together when everybody's back on campus, and we'll formulate a plan and figure out how we're going to work through some of these things with the virus. So, but I'm confident our guys will be, do the best they can. That's for sure.
And Coach, I know it has been tough trying to give the guys workout plans because some guys don't have hoops to shoot on, so maybe they can do some conditioning work, whether it be in place or in where they're at. So how's it been with strength conditioning, Coach, trying to keep the guys in shape so when they get back to you, you don't have to start over from scratch. You can get these guys in shape, and they'll put them at risk to get injured because they're not in shape.
That's a good point about the injury and when you get back. But my feeling is that I think you can, and not in this particular situation, but just in general, you're almost more prone to overtrain. So I don't worry about it. I remember, believe it or not, I can still remember when I was young, I didn't think it took me very long to get back in shape if I was off. And actually, some of this rest probably did some of these guys good. They've been playing a lot now. Back when I was playing again, we played on asphalt a lot. We played outdoors. I'm sure that was a lot harder on you. And so the younger guys now don't have to experience that. But I do think that there'll be an acclimation period. We'll go very slow once we get back is our plan. It could be we're working through with strength and conditioning ideas right now, but we're going to go very slow. Just, hey, they'll get back, and we'll get there. I haven't given them anything to do as far as physical workouts because I just don't know what they have access to. I sure wouldn't want to put them in a bad situation where they felt like I was pushing them into something that was less than healthy. I wouldn't ever want to do that. So I'm not worried about them at all. Like I say, they're young, and we'll figure that out when they get back, and we'll take our time. And I just think that we'll have enough time. And it just depends too on what people decide the season's going to look like, when it's going to start. And right now, we don't have any indication that it won't be just the typical season, but you're hearing, obviously, we're all hearing people throwing out ideas. And so you have to be prepared for that. Maybe they'll start later than what's usually happens. So if that's the case, that'll just give us more time to get acclimated and get our bodies ready for competition.
And Coach, these gentlemen are blessed to have you as a coach because you know how to build a program. You've been at storied programs, you've led programs as a head coach and an assistant. They're lucky to have you, somebody who understands, been in this business for a long time, and can really protect them and help them, not put them in positions that will hurt them, whether it be on the court and off the court as well.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it. I'm hiring. I just hired 2 assistants. We had three staff members hold over from the last staff, and very pleased with them. And then I got the opportunity to hire, and I hired 2 former players that were from Butler University that I know well, and that's been very good to me. I've been very fortunate to be able to hire, former players that are qualified, they want to be coaches, and I know them well. Well, these 2, Thomas Jackson and Brandon Crone. Thomas played for me my first year as a head coach. He was a senior, tremendous leader, and we talked yesterday a little bit. They were introduced to our community, and we announced that they were coming. They were joining us, and Thomas and they kind of asked us about our relationship, and it really came down to we trusted one another, and I think it's really important that the guys see that you mean what you're saying, that you do care about them, and that you want what's best for them, and at the same time you can be demanding enough that they'll show improvement and they'll grow in the game because you have certain standards and you help them uphold them, but you want players to know you care about them. So we try to do that in everything. We send a message in whatever we do, and I think it's very gratifying that these are the 2 guys that I wanted to hire, and they both accepted it and came on with me. So I guess they didn't have too bad of experience with me when I was coaching, so I'm thankful. But they're going to be great additions.
And Coach, let's talk about your time at Butler, and I'm gonna lead you to a point about Brad Stevens. I know you worked at Celtics for 3 years there, and so let's talk about Butler and your time there. And like you said, you brought in 2 guys from Butler who played for you, and the Butler family. About how you all close and stick together as one. It's like that one Butler family right there, and they're doing it again here in Evansville now.
We're going to we've got a good blueprint, we think. Evansville and Butler have a lot of similarities, so we think we can. It won't be exact, but we'll try to implement some of the things that we think were good to us at Butler. And most of it was just I was so fortunate to be surrounded by such good people. You mentioned Brad Stevens. Well, he hadn't coached before when I hired him, and he came on staff when Thad Mata was the head coach and I was an assistant. Brad was the director of basketball operations, so a non-coaching role. But then the next year, they elevated me, and then I elevated Brad, and he just stayed with me the whole 6 years. And people ask me, well, when did you know, how'd you know he was going to be such a great coach? And, I wouldn't be honest if I told you I knew he was going to be the head coach of the Boston Celtics. It's pretty great feat, But I did know he'd be good at whatever he did just because of his approach. And no matter what job you gave him, he went at it and completed it with to the best of his ability and with the whole program in mind. But then I also had the opportunity to one move that I made that unfortunate was we hired Jeff Meyer, who is an assistant back at Butler now, and he had coached, been a Division I head coach at Liberty, and he brought a great perspective. And it was my first year. He came in my first year as head coach, so I had that experience with him, and he was a real team guy. Then we had Brad Stevens, then Laval Jordan, who's the head coach at Butler now. I was able to hire him, and I was an assistant coach Laval's, I think his junior and senior years. So yes, and then he went with me to Iowa. Joel Cornett, who sadly has passed, was also a former player of mine, and he went with me to Iowa. So I think I was just very fortunate to have great people around me, and a lot of them were just getting into the business, so they got started with me. And like I say, Brad hadn't coached before. And we had Matthew Graves, who was had spent 5 years as the head coach at South Alabama, and is now at Xavier. He was with us, and so I think it's really good to coach or to recruit staff members that well, and you're kind of on the same page, but they're not guys that don't have their own opinion. They'll tell you what we need to do. We had good staff meetings where everybody voiced what they thought was the right thing to do. I'd tell them, don't be offended if I don't use it. Please keep coming and telling me things. And if we do, I'll give you the credit for it, obviously. And we'll just see, we'll work together, and hopefully it'll all work out. Well, Laval, I actually, Jay, told somebody one time, all my assistants have been at least to the final game of the NCAA tournament, except for me. And they said, well, obviously you're the problem then.
Oh, no.
Okay, I guess so. But it's amazing. Laval and Jeff were at Michigan when they went, I think, played Louisville. And then, Brad and Matthew and those guys were all at Butler. I think Terry Johnson, too, who's the assistant at Ohio State, really excellent coach, great person. He came on with me towards the end of my tenure at Butler. So I think we just, I don't worry about anything as far as credentials or whatever. I'm just looking for guys who we're on the same page and we believe in the same approach, and we'll work as a team. That's what's fun in this game, just being a good team.
And Coach, how's your time with the scouts? I know I've seen Randy Ayers out there, Paul Hewitt. I see other coaches in the G League or being scouts. So how's your experience being a scout for the Celtics? And also, can you answer, how has it been around my man Al Horford from the Atlanta Hawks? That's one of my buddies there.
Yeah, you know what? I will say this, JR. Like, being a scout is a really a great job, to be honest, because things are set up. You go to college, all different venues. You watch different games. You go to practices, and it's a good job. There's no question about it. I love being with the Celtics, and obviously, because Brad and I are close, I probably, had a little bit more access to the team and all. When I would go out, I would just go. I was a regional scout, so I was based in Indianapolis, and would go to. I had about 6 conferences that I went to, but it was all regional. But because I had the Big Ten, that was. I got to see a lot of really good basketball. Went to Louisville games. That was, 2-hour drive for me. But anyway, it's a great experience. But occasionally I would go out to Boston, and I'd get to watch workouts, or I'd watch the practices, sit in the coaches' meetings because of my. But when you ask me what it's like being a scout, like I say, it is a good job. But for a guy who's always been around teams and always been a part of a team, there's a little bit of a disconnect because you're not around them all the time, and you watch and you see things, but it's just a little bit different. And a scout told me one time it's kind of a lonely job. I guess that could be true because you are on your own an awful lot, but it would not be fair to complain about it all. It's a very good job, and I didn't get to see. I really didn't know Al. Now, interesting question with Al Horford. He was the leader of that, or on the Florida team that my last team at Butler played in the Sweet 16 in St. Louis, and then they went on and won the national championship. So we had a little bit of a connection there. I was still mad at those Florida guys. They knocked us out a couple of times. Yeah, but I really admired Al. I thought, he really brought a great approach and work ethic and all to the Celtics from what I could see. And like I say, I wasn't around much, but I think that everybody really appreciated him.
I tell you what, Coach, it's been great to talk to you, man, because I could talk to you for hours, man, about basketball. It's been great, man. I got one more for you, Coach. The Valley as a league. I like the league a lot. I've had a lot of coaches on the phone from the league. Dana Ford actually coached at my alma mater, Tennessee State. He coached definitely with Missouri State and had on Indiana State's coach. So I've covered the league. So the league is very tough. A lot of great coaches in that league. Talk to us about the league as a whole and what you see going forward as you all continue to grow to one of the more powerful big majors in America.
I agree with you, Jay. When I was at Butler, we were in the Horizon League. And I give you this example. When we played Southern Illinois in what used to be, they had a bracket buster event. And so they'd pair you up according to where you were in the conference and so we were, I think, with the Missouri Valley at that point. Well, they brought Southern Illinois in to Hinkle Fieldhouse, and it was packed. And you got two mid-major teams that are ranked in the top 20 in the nation. I don't even know how that could happen. And it was a great game, and we lost in Hinkle. And I'm still mad at Chris Lowry, of course. He brought his team in there. They were good. But I've always had such a great respect for the Valley, and there's just been tremendous players that came through the Valley also. With Bird and Walt Frazier, and I'll leave. You could talk all day about it, so I'm going to end up not talking or not mentioning someone. But when I think about the teams that have played in this, and then you look at, Creighton's not in it anymore, and Wichita State, but two really high-level teams that were in during the time of the Valley. I think Wichita State went to the Final Four. Loyola goes to the Final Four. It's just a lot of fun. We've got tremendous fans here too, and an incredible facility, the Ford Center, right downtown Evansville. So we'll get really good crowds, and the Valley teams have great following. So I agree with you, JR. It's really a fun league, and I'm really thankful to be able to lead a program that's associated with the Valley.
Yeah, I've been to the Ford Center for the OVC tournament up there. It was real nice. I like Evansville.
Thank you.
And when I was up there, man, it was real nice. The OVC did a good job with it. Seeing you guys play there, so I'm like, wow, you all have definitely a great home court to play in. It's right downtown. And like I said, I have roots in Nashville, so only 2 hours away from Nashville and 6 hours from Atlanta, so it's not that far away for me to drive to get there, which is good. Especially in days times.
Yeah. Well, we love it. We love the Ford Center. I always liked Hinkle Fieldhouse. Have you been there before? Have you been there?
I've passed by, but never been inside before.
Okay. Well, it's just so unique. You kind of just feel the tradition in there. But Ford Center's got all the amenities. It's just really nice. So, yeah, I'm a fortunate guy.
Now, Coach, do you all recruit down in Atlanta? Any of the fine? I know a lot of talent down here in Atlanta. A lot of guys, a lot of coaches come to Atlanta all the time trying to find talent. A lot of great schools around the area. Do you all recruit down there very much in Atlanta?
You know what? I'm just starting to get a feel for what our region would be, and I try to always recruit what, in maybe a 2 to 3 hour rate. It just makes sense to me. Atlanta's close enough, and I wouldn't, if somebody were to, contact us about a player or whatever, obviously we're open and all, but I'm just, in all honesty, just starting to get the feel for what is our location. What are we, what's the best way to branch out? And we're fortunate. We're close to Atlanta's not far, but Nashville's close, Louisville, St. Louis. So we're in a good location. There's no question.
Most definitely. Lickliter, I'll tell you, I really enjoyed this. Look forward to talking to you for a while. I followed you for a long time, and good to get to talk to you. And I hope to come up there and see you guys once everything gets normal again. I hope to come up there and see you guys play, man.
Well, you're always welcome. So just let us know when you're available, and we'll look forward to seeing you.
And, Coach, enjoy the new grandkid, Coach. And I know that's been very great thing for you. Blessed during this time. So enjoy that. Enjoy your family. And, Coach, please stay safe, Coach.
All right. Thank you, JR. Take care.
Will do. Thank you.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Album is available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today, True Speech and 313 Fresh, Family Grind ENT. Believe in it, get it.
A gorgeous tan from Suntan City gives you an inner glow that relights the fire when you run into your first crush.
Vicky, who was that?
An old boyfriend.
Lucky you just tanned at Suntan City.
Lucky he's single. We're doing lunch tomorrow.
Won't be single for long then.
During Tour of the City, try all 5 tans, including spray tan, for just $4.99. Restrictions may apply. Click to buy now.
Suntan City, let yourself shine.
When you're a teen, you finally get to make some of your own decisions. Who are you going to hang out with? What do you want to be? Are you going to glance at that text while driving? Remember, a split second is all it takes for something tragic to happen. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
It's maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer. All the stars are closer.
Tell me what you gonna do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me.
Alexa, play Kendrick Lamar and SZA.
Okay. Maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer.
With Amazon Music, a voice is all you need. Get tens of millions of songs. Download the Amazon Music app today.
Yeah, it's your man JC, the host with the most, baby, and it goes down each and every Saturday night right here in the city of Memphis. That's right, y'all. It goes down at Clicks Sports Bar Memphis, baby. 3705 Malco Way, Memphis, Tennessee, 38125. Come out and join us, the Three Kings, each and every Saturday night for the livest karaoke in the city. Everybody gets in free till 10 p.m. Only $5 after. Great food. We got drink specials. We got all kind of games, man. We got the pool tables popping. Whatever you want, we got you, man. Come on out. Have a good time with us each and every Saturday night. That's Clicks Sports Bar, Memphis.